Have you ever considered not having children? No. Is having a child hard? How do you feel about having a child?
I like children.
Is it difficult?
Yes.
It's difficult?
No child, no. Very easy, but nice. You happy, you speak, you walk. See, and now you walk, you speak.
For generations, my grandfathers were warriors. They battled hunger, disease, and war just to survive. Their fathers before them, and their fathers before that, all pushed through famine, all survived plagues, all conquered every obstacle so that I could be here. And now in the safest, richest era in human history, I stand at the top of the chain. And I ask myself, if I choose not to have children, what was all that sacrifice for?
Have a relationship with someone, you want someone around you can trust, you want someone around you can tie your life to in this way that weaves a rope. You want someone you can grow old with. You want someone to be a mother for your children, assuming you want children. And if you don't want children, well, you probably will. And if you don't, you're either deluded or immature. And you might say, well, no, the planet has too many people on it. It's like, yeah, whatever. Good luck with that. Every single one of your ancestors reproduced in an unending procession lasting 3.5 billion years. And they're all wrong, and you're right. I don't think so.
Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to California, West Africa. Today I want to do a little bit different and dive into a topic that's really been kind of hitting me wrong lately. And that is, well, a couple of different things. People, got older guys going overseas and wifing up and taking on these younger women as, not unlike myself, going overseas to live a better life, to start a family. But a lot of older guys maybe went overseas. They're older, maybe they've already lived a full life. They go overseas to the Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, anywhere in Southeast Asia, even some coming to Africa. And they go over and they want to have these younger women, and they entice these women with a better lifestyle. Because as we Americans know, we can bring our American dollars overseas and we can have the life that we want. And we can do so outside the system. And what I see is, and listen, I'm all for men self-actualizing and living their lives for them. But I have a breaking point with that. And that is when you go overseas as an older man and you bring your American income there and then you wife up or take on these younger women, you're essentially depriving them of a family, especially if you say you don't want children, or if you're old and in poor health and you just want to sit around and watch TV all day, and these women are enticed. Now, I'm not saying the video that I'm going to highlight, I'm not saying, this is not a criticism towards Corey per se.
You know, children are a third of life, something like that, maybe more. And so I would certainly recommend that you don't miss it. But it's always been complicated to raise children. They're a long-term investment, but little children pay you back immensely if you have a good relationship with them. You know, if you're on their side and encourage them, because they're an unconditional source of joy and love. You're not a very happy camper, so to speak, if you're 45 and you have no one, and it doesn't go upwards after that. So don't miss it.
But it's just an example of, because I don't know their whole story. I've tried to research and do some stuff. I don't want to watch all their videos. I've unsubscribed from their channel because I went over to his channel and him and his wife were going to go out and look at hookers one night, and I just tried to give him some brotherly advice. And I said, hey man, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea to go take your wife out to look at hookers.
Wants to go to the red light district and see other girls. Not my idea. It's her idea.
I'm curious.
Nope, and that's fine. We will go check them out. You'll check them out. I'll just check out the street and the food. I'm not checking out anything. Just no. Like
What kind of food?
no. She's gonna try to get me in trouble. She brings me to the red light district, but if I open my eyes, I'm gonna get yelled at. Today has been amazing, except for the one where.
What is gonna affect you?
What's gonna affect me?
When you look girls?
I don't know. I haven't looked at one since I got married.
You're worried?
No, I'm not worried because I
I'm
haven't
not
looked at
worried.
another girl since I got married. I don't even know what they look like. I forgot.
You forgot?
I forgot.
You
So
want to remember?
she's trying to trap me. She's trying to get me in trouble. Okay. Sorry. She's been
I know
drinking.
it seems like a fun, harmless thing, but there's something very insidious about that. If Corey had a family and children, they wouldn't be doing that. I guarantee you. But my point is that whenever you go overseas, you can find, we know that women are agreeable. And especially when you go and date or have relationships in other countries that are poor, you can entice a woman to say, yeah, I don't want to have kids either. And then they'll end up trading their youth and beauty and fertile years to chase the man's dream for him. Now, on the outside, from a red pill perspective, I understand why men would want to be selfish in that way. But I think that has a very dark underside. And I'm not saying that maybe, now listen, Corey went to the Philippines. I know for a fact that Philippine people, just like here in Africa and other countries that are, these developing countries, they have a strong sense of family. I would prove me wrong, but I would say that women, especially in these countries, have a strong sense of family. They want to have children. But when they're enticed, and there's a name for it. I actually looked online, did a little bit of research for this, and there is a real situation that when women will trade their youth and beauty for the man because he can provide a lifestyle that they otherwise couldn't have, and then they'll go with the man and say, I don't want to have kids either, and they'll trade that for some comfort now. Now, when I gave this advice to Corey, I know it was unsolicited advice, and I hadn't watched his channel that much, but I really when I told him don't go out and look at hookers. That's not a good thing for that. To me, that signals trouble in the relationship. And he said it was an old video, but him and his wife both came at me kind of mad, and Corey insulted me and said, well, it's not my fault that you picked a bad woman. I have a very good woman, by the way, Corey. So I was a little offended because I wasn't coming at him wrong, and I did trade some insults with him back and forth. So I apologize for that, Corey. But I'm just a person, I have feelings too. And so when you try to insult me for giving you advice, because here's the truth. And you can see from these videos I'm going to show you right here that Corey is building a brand. And I get it. And more power to him. Fine. Listen, I'm not a monetized channel. I'm not looking to be a YouTuber creator. But I know red flags when I see them. I'm not stupid. I've been around. I've traveled. I've had 10 years of bodybuilding myself. I've had 10 years of being a bachelor. I've dated hot women, hotter than Corey's girl, okay, lots of times. So it's not a contest, but what I'm trying to point out that Corey uses his girlfriend as like a prop, and he lets all these guys goon. So he's used to these gooners on his videos say, oh, you guys have a great relationship. Oh, this is so fat. You're living the dream life. No, he's not living the dream life. That's the facade. And he says, oh, I never want to have children. Well, they have an excessive number of pets. Now, in psychology, there's a name for that too. But it's whenever your urge to procreate and have children gets redirected in another way. That's why women grow old and have cats, or they never had kids. This is what people do when they really want to have kids, but they've been told by society or their thinking comes to in line with, I just want to have everything about me. Look at the channel's name. It's called It's Me. If that's not the most egotistical, self-centered name for a channel, I can't even, I mean, it's right in the channel name. It's Me. So it's all about him. He bodybuilds. He gets her in the gym. He lets all the people goon at his wife. Okay, fine. Now, I do have some friends here, and I won't name any names. Let's just say I have a friend who's very religious, and his wife chose not to have kids. My first thing was, why don't you have kids? Doesn't the Bible say to have kids? And he schooled me, and I have a lot of respect for this guy. And he has a great relationship with his wife, been married for 10 years, and they dedicated their life to God. Now, that's the other exception. If you're not going to have kids, then that's the exception, is whenever you've had a higher calling, you go out and you serve others. And Corey's channel is not about that. Corey's channel is about, look at my great life. Look at this hot wife I have. Look at my muscles. And I like having muscles too. Like I said, I used to be like Corey, big in the gym for years. I mean, my joints can't take it now because I'm older, because that's the downside of now being physically fit in the past has helped me stay in good health now. However, my joints have, I'm 55. I used to do like 700 or 800 push-ups a day. Your joints can't take that. So there's a downside to all that bodybuilding, but it is a very vain thing to do. Especially like, and this channel is all about, look at me, look at my perfect life. And so he gets all his feedback. So anyway, this other couple that's religious and give their life to God, so they're over here in Africa, and they are walking the walk, they talk the talk, and walk the walk. So much respect. Now there's other reasons not to have kids, and I respect this one too. If people don't want to pass on maybe genetic disorders, things like that, and they don't feel they would be good parents. But unfortunately, I see a lot of these people would make great parents, and they just choose not to be parents or whatever, and maybe they have a valid excuse for not wanting to have kids. But I think because in the West we have this decline in birth rate, I think people should be having kids. That's just my opinion. And I can tell you, I've been a family man before. I went through the American justice system. I got falsely accused. I got raked through the coals. It was very difficult. And unfortunately, my life was destroyed early enough in my 30s that I was able to have 10 years of reflection, have 10 years of being a bachelor, being all about me. I had dogs, I had friends, I had a motorcycle, I had a sports car, and I traveled. And after a while, I can tell you without a doubt in my mind, once you've traveled and once you've done this and that and you've seen the world, it gets redundant. It gets boring, it gets empty. Even why even get married if you're not gonna have kids? If I was planning on not having kids, I wouldn't get married. I wouldn't sit around and I would have a girlfriend every other year, and I would be upfront about it, and I would travel, whatever. I'm just saying. But there has been no greater joy than to have my own family. I can tell you that without a doubt. So anyway, here's the rest of the video. Thanks for watching.
My wife is using her laptop to do her hair because I accidentally broke her mirror, so she cannot see the back of her head, and she's trying to do her hair. So my apologies, honey. That's my fault.
Did you show them?
It was not an expensive mirror.
I ordered it from Shopee.
Oh, so it was from Shopee? Okay, so it's a Chinese mirror. Delivers the messages, right?
Yeah, the penguins.
Right, he's delivering the messages with the birds.
Is that penguin?
You're gonna be the driver. Here you go, honey. Good luck.
Oh.
No, I'm just joking. You'll cut something.
Let me try it.
Hold on, guys.
So this is the reason why I'm subscribed to his channel, because he uses his wife as a prop for all the men to come and goon at his wife. If that's not the most unhealthy thing I can think of, tell me one. There's Bella. There's Sierra. Hi, Sierra. That's Bella's cousin. That's your sister's daughter, Marina. And this is your niece's baby, Mia. So Bella is Mia's aunt, and Bella's only slightly older.
I think what? I'm already.
There's Tatiana. Hi, Tatiana. Bon appetit. Tatiana's our Nunu. Here's my hobby center. I live stream games. I don't have a man cave. This is my man cave. We have animals. There's our newest addition. That's Junior, Rex Jr. That's Rex's son. We studded him out to a neighbor, and we got one of the puppies, so Rex gets to have his son live with us. Here's his little safety area. I gotta feed him separately because he likes to eat cat food. There's Ginger. I rescued her from the street in Boname almost 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago. I just found her on the side of the road. I took her in. She's had a couple litters. We just got her fixed. So she's recovering from her spay. There's Rex, the proud papa. I rescued Rex here in Benjerville. He was owned by some people in the apartment, but he was starving. I guess they basically abandoned him, like a live-in abandonment. He was just out sickly, and we ended up taking him, got him fixed. He's about 2 or 3 years old. We're not exactly sure, but he's a young dog. So he gets to have his son. This is my outdoor patio area. It's not extravagant. I don't own the house. I rent the house. It's about $650, depending on the exchange rate. So I've got a nice big yard. 3 bedrooms, 4 bath. I don't do any home projects. I'm not a builder or anything like that. We live in Benjerville, which is a city outside or a suburb of Abaddon. We're finally getting some roads. I know it looks terrible out here, but we're finally getting a road put in. So I live 30 or 40 minutes from downtown if there's no traffic, 2 or 3 hours if there's traffic. I like living out here in the countryside. It's not a countryside, but it's suburban. Suburbia. African's version of suburbia. A lot of people build these lavish big houses. And so the infrastructure here is getting better. We still have power outages every couple days. We just got over a 19-hour power outage. So my next project or my next purchase is going to be a generator system. So that's going to cost a couple $1,000s. So that's not easy because I'm on a fixed income, but we're going to try to swing that because I'm tired of the inconvenience of not having power for a couple days. So essentially, things coming things cost a premium out here, like Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi for gaming cost me over $120 a month, and then usually with power outages and their own infrastructure problems, I end up going 6 to 7 days a month without Wi-Fi. So now when you calculate that cost, that's pretty expensive for not having stable access to what you're paying for. But the offset obviously is the cost of, cheaper rent, cheaper food, all the other things that come with that, so it may seem more expensive on the outside, but when you add it all together, I live for under $2,000 a month, food included, rent, utilities, all that. So only half my income is going towards living. Of course, I've got some other loans. I'm kind of in some debt from traveling for the last couple of years, so I'm trying to get those debts paid down. But the thing is, my point is, having a family out here is very affordable. Rex, come on. And because labor is so cheap, you can hire nannies, housekeepers, security if you want to. Now, Cote d'Ivoire is a very stable place. It's probably one of the second or first most stable places in West Africa, or Africa as a whole, actually. And it's growing. Rex, this way. No, don't sneak off. So it's growing, and so it's attracting a lot of business people. So there's a very expensive expat bubble here. It's not like in the Philippines where you have cost of living there is very cheap, even for imports. Here, imports are very expensive. There's not that many expats like me that are middle income, and so therefore it's very expensive to live. So I had to go outside the expat area. But the beauty of that is I don't work. Michelle works. She has about a 2 or 3 hour commute every day, but she does that by choice. She made an informed decision, and so, but the pressures off her as a mother is that we have a Nunu. She has me here full time. I support her, and matter of fact, she's getting ready to go to France here in a couple weeks. She's got to travel for a job, so she's going to get to go see Paris while I stay here with Bella, and her mom's going to come stay because Michelle's family. Michelle has a huge family. So her family's going to come down. Her mom and her sister help me take care of Bella, so I'm not alone. I have plenty of support system for my family, and that's the beauty of it. So anyway, so there's some other things I want to talk about in the video, so here we go. Got to put you back in the yard. We don't want you running off. We don't have a collar for you yet, or a tag. Come on. Let's go, Ginger. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, baby. So Ginger and the puppy aren't getting along good yet, so they'll get there. Ginger hunts lizards. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Michelle, you come from a big family, right? So you have your father, mother,
mother.
yeah, 3 sisters,
And 3 brothers.
3 brothers,
7 children.
7 children, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever considered not having children? No. Is having a child hard? How do you feel about having a
I
child?
like children.
Is it difficult?
Yes.
It's difficult?
No child, no. Very easy, but nice. You happy, you speak, you walk. See, and now you walk, you speak.
So, if you didn't have children, what would you be doing right now?
I'll be sad. Yeah. House, money, but no children. Maybe house with no children is maybe people have dog, but no sim.
No same.
No sim.
Well, you know, a lot of people, whenever they don't have children, you have a natural urge to have children. And so when people don't have children,
But people have this,
they normally get
choice.
like 10 dogs, or that nurturing doesn't go away. It gets manifested in another way. Okay, you don't have children, then you have many dogs. Well, that means you want to care
It's
for
people's
something.
choice. I don't
No, it's a people's choice. Yes,
My
of course.
choice is have many children. I want children. Yes. I won't speak every time. I want my girl or my boy tell me, oh, I love you. I have this problem. I eat. I'm hungry. I'm everything. Baby. It's life.
She went to college during her youth. So she caught the feminism bug, went to college, got her doctorate. Now she's a veterinarian doctor. So she almost, it's lucky we met each other because I'm 55, wanted kids, and she's 35 and wanted kids. And then that was, she almost messed up. Like if she would have waited any longer, it would be difficult to have kids. When women wait till they're 30 and 35 to have children, it becomes more difficult. We've already had 2 miscarriages and 1 Bella. So it's because we're older, so it makes it more difficult. But if we're determined to have more, we'll see what the future holds. But my goal is to have 2 or 3 children and stay here in Cote d'Ivoire. I don't know, it's easier to have children overseas than it is in America. In America, it's very difficult because it's very expensive to live, obviously. But when you live overseas and you can hire help and you can live cheaper, why are you not having children? It's a mistake. I know that's just my opinion, and a lot of people can choose, and a lot of people will give me backlash. Oh, not everybody wants to have kids. Well, it's easy to say that when you're young. I said that when I was 20 in my first marriage, and I was married to a feminist. And she was like, I don't want to have kids. And we were like high-fiving each other. Yeah, no kids. Well, now I checked up on my ex-wife. She's childless, miserable, and now in her 50s, no kids. And yeah, it's you're going to regret it. Most people do.
On appelle ça comment? C'est Founo tu veux. Et puis il y a un autre là. Founo Bella n'aime pas ça. Oh, mais on fait un Founo là.
How much money do you have? Uh-huh. You gonna get me? What happened? Your hat. You can't see, can you?
Okay.
Ah. Home sweet home. Ah, living in the lap of luxury. Look at this Olympic-sized pool we have.